Welcome to the World News. I'm Randolf Jamias to give you the stories here in Naypyidaw. On top story, EU finance ministers meeting in Cyprus have added differences of a plan to establish a unified banking supervision system. The Brussels proposal is seen by many as necessary first step towards a common bailout mechanism for struggling economies, but there's disagreement over the details.
The plan for a single banking supervision mechanism was unveiled by the European Commission last Wednesday. All 27 members must agree to it in order for it to be ratified. But the proposal has exposed differences, especially among non-Eurozone member states, over the role of the joint supervisor and the scale of its authority. France and Germany, two of the EU's biggest economies, are at odds on the issue, as well as the role of the central bank. They also disagree on the timetable for the plan's implementation. France wants the mechanism in place by the end of the year, but Germany is calling for a more cautious step-by-step approach. Spain's finance minister, Luis de Guindos, says he's confident an agreement can be reached by the end of the year.
The most important thing is that there is political willingness and also a mandate from the European Council. The European banking supervision should be up and running by the end of the year.
Sweden, Poland and the UK, meanwhile, are concerned about what they see as a legal anomaly, whereby the European Banking Authority would be unable to impose binding decisions on the ECB, but would have the power to force sovereign states to comply by its judgments. But the European Commission argues that in the rare event of the ECB failing to comply voluntarily, individual banks would be bound to comply with the banking authority's decisions. Non-Eurozone countries are also angry about the terms offered to those that want to opt into the ECB supervision system. This would involve them obeying ECB decisions made under rules that they have no say over. Matt Stafford, CCTV.
Meanwhile, China's top legislator Wu Bango has arrived in Colombo at the start of an official goodwill visit to Sri Lanka. In a written statement released upon his arrival, Mr. Bango noted that 2012 marks the 55th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and China.
Wu said China is willing to work with Sri Lanka to consolidate traditional friendship and expand programmatic cooperation. During his 4-day visit, Wu is scheduled to hold a separate talks with Sri Lanka President Mahinda Rajapaksa and Parliament Speaker Jamal Rajapaksa. Sri Lanka is the third stop on Wu's 4-nation tour, which has so far taken him to Iran and Myanmar, and he stops over in Fiji next.
In other news, Asia's first Legoland theme park opened to packed crowds Saturday in southern Malaysia with its cluster of attractions expected to transform the sleepy region into a thriving tourist hub. An eager crowd of 10,000 people visited the 76-acre theme park in Johor State across a narrow waterway from Singapore, which features a variety of rides and thousands of Lego models made out of the popular toy bricks. Malaysia launched the economic hub as part of a 5-year, $65 billion spending plan to transform the economy in the sleepy Johor State. With the opening, the theme park will be the 6th of its kind in the world after those in Denmark, Britain, California, Florida, and Germany. Malaysia hopes to draw 36 million tourists arrivals by 2020. Heading now to Australia. Endangered species of the cute and cuddly variety are raising awareness about conservation in Australia. People in downtown Sydney have recently had the chance to pet a selection of animals and learned about the importance of protecting them.
Tiny possums and albino echinus were just some of the animals chosen to raise awareness. Last Friday's event marks Australia's National Threatened Species Day and commemorates the death of the last known Tasmanian tiger. It's been 76 years since the last of the now extinct species died in an Australian zoo. Today, zoos and wildlife parks are working hard to prevent future losses. Australia is home to more than 600,000 plant and animal species, many of which are found exclusively in Australia. Changes to native habitat and human intervention have placed many of these on the national endangered species list.
Back in China, Aijai Bridge in central China's Hunan province is continuing to attract attention with a parachuting contest. A day after China's Prince of Tightrope Walking, Adili Woxer, crossed the valley on a 350-high tightrope, low-altitude parachuters are set to jump from the bridge.
40 athletes are taking part in the extreme sport, making Aijai Scenic Spot an international tourist destination. The parachutists will jump from the bridge and fall side by side, performing aerial ballet. After landing, they will climb back onto the bridge and jump again. Now, the most challenging thing is that they only have 6 seconds to open their parachutes. And if they fail to open it, the results will be fatal. Aijai is a suspension bridge built as part of an expressway from southwest China's. There we go. This athlete is making this perfect jump. Now the parachute opened higher than 100 meters above the ground. So according to the rule of the contest, he will have to climb back onto the bridge and make another jump. So as we mentioned, the Aijai Bridge is a part of a suspension bridge that's also part of an expressway from southwest China's Chongqing municipality to Changsha City in Hunan province. Well, with a main span of 1,146 meters and a deck height of 350 meters, it is the 6th highest bridge in the world.
Turning to tennis now, the United States is trying to take down reigning Spanish champion at the Davis Cup, but the Spanish is having the upper hand, playing all their best in their beloved clay court, and will do nothing but their best at the 5 semifinal, and the winner in double competition will see the champion advance to the finals. Let's have the highlights.
The Americans were faced by the Bryan brothers against Marcel Granollers and Mark Lopez. The Bryans got off to a good start and would close out the first set 6-3 following a service winner. Spain would bounce back in the second set and take a 3-love lead. But that's when trouble hit. Granollers was bothered by a calf injury that needed treatment, but he would soldier on. The injury seemed to loosen up, and the Spaniards would go on to capture the second set 6-3 to even the match. The third set was an evenly fought affair, with each team showing off some deft touch and power during this long rally. The U.S. team would break late and take the third frame 7-5. And the Bryan brothers would continue that momentum in the fourth set and took advantage of a service error on match point to claim victory in 4 sets. The U.S. final leads the semifinal 2-1 and close things out with a win tomorrow.
More exciting and relevant news coming to you only here from the World News. We'll be right back.